What's up? This is a Batman in Aves. I'm going to Dremel on it a little bit. And I'm going to have my shop vac going, so it might be a little annoying. And I've got some Aves mixed up somewhere. So I'll try to work on it a little bit. There we go. So I've mixed up some Aves. It's super strong. We're using the natural color. So it's some Dremelin, and then it's some everything, but I love round number 2. I think this makes for a more organic lines than a straight X-Acto. The packs are a little far out, but I wanted them to be a little far out, kind of like a cop's belt or something. Hey, Christopher, how are you doing, man? Doing a little late night sculpting. I had some music going, but I think that Facebook turns off stuff that has music, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I knew when I put late night, it's like late night for Central America, Central Standard Time here in America. Thanks, Santiago. Hello to Argentina. I think that right arm's a little short. I keep adding to it. Some armature coming through right there. And that isn't floral wire, that's the main elm alloy coming right through the head. So that hadn't been a lot of fun. No, Christopher, this is Aves. Aves Apoxie Sculpt. I know this shop vac is horrible, but this is really how we do this part. Yeah, Batman was like the first Wolverine, really. I agree. Not really sure what to do with all this stuff on the back. Thanks, Romel. Thanks, man. Love that Lobo. It's a great piece. Should be really proud of that. So yeah, this right arm's it's a little short. I keep beefing it up a little bit. Thanks, man. Yeah, you never know what the future holds. We might do classes at some point. I mean, I've learned to never say never. But I don't think you need them. I think I might take classes from you. But yeah, thanks. And there's plenty of room back here to go to beef up this. And I've got a little gross thing of water here to dip my tool into because that is, and I've got the gloves on because you want to wear some kind of gloves. We like vinyl gloves, but you want to wear some kind of gloves for about the first hour with Aves. In my opinion, any form of epoxy. Epoxy just means two things being mixed together, but because we work with it all the time, you know, as you get older, it's like, man, I wear gloves more and more. We haven't tried ZBrush yet. We were gonna do some beta testing with the Oculus, but I'm just not sure if we have it in us. We're kind of, I just don't know how well suited it would be to our style. But I see amazing stuff in it every day. Like your work and Chris Costa and Joe Minna. One of my favorites is Brian Winia. And Geo Nakpil. So many amazing people. And it's just a new medium, so I never say never to that either. Yeah, and in 5 or 10 years, it could be anything. Anything could come along. I've seen a thing where you reach your hand into a container of little balls and it can feel what your hands are doing. I'm saying that would have maybe more of a tactile approach that would suit us. So you never know what's going to happen and what they're going to come up with. Well, it's amazing to see what can be done. You might have seen that other Lobo where he's on a motorcycle. That one's really good too. And it's just amazing what people can do. Hey, Carl, what's up, dude? Hope you're doing well. I see your door knockers and stuff in the news feed. Looking good. And this is the gnarly burnisher I use. It's got a bunch of Aves stuck to it. I really could have cleaned it up. How to get the comments to go away because they're covering up the bottom half of the screen. Is that what you're... Yeah, I don't know. That's a fair question. Maybe I can move him up a little bit. But I pinned his little packs in so that I could kind of have them hanging out to the side. Because I've been watching a lot of live PD. And Batman, he would have a bunch of gear. There's no way around it. He would have a bunch of gear. We're looking forward to it. We've never been. Hey, George. We've never been to Dragon Con. I've never been to Atlanta. Brandon might have. So I want to see Indigo Girls. I want to see Nene Leaks. I want to see the Dirty Dirty. I want to, making memories because we never know where we'll fit in if the show, if it'll be good for, the booth and, or if we'll go back. So sometimes, a show is great for us and sometimes we go back. Sometimes, the crowd isn't for us. And so I hope it goes well. Yeah, there's a little armature coming through the head, and I bet I've dremeled that back 10 times. We did Comic-Con like 25 or 26 times. I really don't even remember. Our first year was 91. So, we love Comic-Con, but we're looking, for new adventures, so to speak. Hey, David. Thanks, man. It's Aves Sculpting. Aves Epoxy Sculpt. So there are two, part A and part B. You mix them together. Wear some gloves when you're mixing it. This side is a little duller just because I haven't gotten over here. I've been looking at it from this side. The head tilts. I've already cut this head off once, and I might cut it off again. It's real easy to reposition it with Aves because it's so dense. So then I could cut it off and just play around with it and see if I can find a better pose. That may or may not happen. I was going to do some kryptonite batarangs, but I think we've done that before, so... So, and every once in a while, I'll take it to the sink and sanding sponge the holy hell out of it with something like this, maybe. Some store-bought sanding sponges that are glued to some random pieces of wood so we can get in there, and I'll use water so that you avoid the micro scratches. You can never use enough water. Like I say, I put it right under the sink and just go off on it. The more water, less micro scratches. And so I would start obviously with a very coarse, medium coarse, and then go to fine and very fine, and then right on down the line. You know, if we want something to be metallic, like this belt buckle, then we will go right down into the sanding films that you get around the rocket building set, and go through probably 2 of those, 3 of those, depending on how much we care. And with those, a lot of water. tons of water with the sanding film. And that way when you paint it, it's just that much more helpful for the illusion that it's metallic. Thanks, Michael. It's rough. And then every once in a while, I will primer it. Take it outside. Careful not to do it too close. You know, you're supposed to shake a can of paint for a minute. That's a long time. So I don't do it if it's too hot. I don't do it if it's too cold. But if the conditions are right, take it outside and primer it. Because that way you can see the true surface. All these little white marks. The primer will turn it all the same color. And then you can see what you've really got. But you don't want to primer the Aves before it's cured, in my opinion. I wouldn't primer the Aves for about 3 or 4 hours. This is just going to be a bust. I keep wanting to add some, because the pants are so iconic, you know, his little underoos. But no, I hadn't got time to fuck with this, really. It's not what I'm working on. This is just a little board time. I think we're going to put this on eBay. And long story short, I have a dog, my oldest, largest dog that I love very much. Has accrued some vet bills. So we're making a Batman for eBay. And that's just life. Just life in the fast lane for Big Hoss. But luckily it was nothing serious. But yeah, the armature's always going to get in the way somewhere. And on this one, it's right on this forehead. But Aves is so strong, it can be right there. If I can just get any kind of layer over it, it'll be fine. Hey, Finn, how you doing? All these veins in here are fun to do, but if you do it too much, he'll look kind of strained, you know, and the pose is very relaxed. need to do a little nose hanging down from the mask. I think that's pretty common. Yeah, I like that. I think that adds a little. I think that adds a little realism. Thanks, Carl. I'm waiting on some stuff to dry. And yeah, I was just kind of bored. See you, man. Thanks for watching. Brenda, it's Aves Apoxie Sculpt. It's a 2-part mixture. We order it off Amazon. And this is the natural color, which is this kind of gray, green, gray. Thanks, Mike. I think I'm going to come down here and do something on the bottom of the cow. I was just trying to decide where the chin would end first, because his chin got a little long. Got a little deadly do right. Thanks, Jeanette. I hope I'm not saying that too terribly. Disgruntled Batman. He's always on about something. He is big. He's been lifting, as they say. I could have gone on in the middle of the day and probably got more views. But I thought, no. I'm going to go on in the middle of the night. For the people up late. And the mouth got a little wide, which I've reined that in some. Yeah, late night Texas time. Texas America time. And where is that, Brenda? Well, this goes to one thing I often say about arms. And this is just a rule of thumb. It's not, but no matter how big the bicep and tricep are, the shoulder is always bigger. So if you come out too far outside of the width, the widest point of the shoulder, which being right there, I'm not saying every time, I'm saying average, guideline, ballpark, you can do a huge bicep and you can do a huge tricep, but your shoulder is always wider. Except on this, where his tricep is coming out. But I'll get into that. That's something that'll keep your arms accurate. Some of this stuff on the face, I'll just get in here and sand into oblivion. I'll resolve it. Yeah, that's a good point and a fair point. There's a little artistic license. Could add a nipple. Where would a nipple be? If it's really subtle, why not? They're there. you know. Just a little bump to say, hey, this is where it might be. And I've got the little cylinders. I've started making the little cylinders that go in right here, but I don't know what I did with them. They're lost to time as of now. But it's just a little Aves glued onto a piece of floral wire. Oh shit, I'll find it eventually. Anyway, that is gonna turn it in. I mean, not that it's not Batman, but I'm saying those little things are very iconish. They're very recognizable. It's gonna go full Batman when the little cylinders are on. Hey, Russell, thanks, man. And I'm still playing around with if this top stomach muscle is going to come out further or if his pec is going to come out further. It's different on everybody. And yeah, this right forearm is looking really short to me now. So I'm going to try to bring down these knuckles. Oh yeah, that's better. Because there's not really enough room from here to here. So I'm just got to cheat it down. But anyway, I just wanted to work a little, say what's up to everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Thanks for watching. And I'll talk to y'all soon.